Let's go. The name, once again, is Law Nation. Be sure to hit that like button. Share this content. Let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. Let's go. Slap that like button. Let's get it. Cowboy Nation, we're going to talk about the core. And that's not just the center, but we're going to talk about him. But also, we're going to talk about Dak Prescott, Parsons being the future of all linebackers. You know, when you set the table, right? Have 3 forced fumbles, 14 sacks, and just have a remarkable year like Parsons. There's always imitations, right? People are going to always try to duplicate that process regardless of the situation or the scenario. But it's hard to replicate 4-3 speed. It's hard. You can say, yeah, you can convert other players to do such, but trust and believe. Parsons does things in a different type of way. It turns what's difficult into easy. Shout out to you, Jared Thomas, J. Lombardi. I see you. Come on. Let me hear it again.
Like this mother don't miss.
No, he's good.
That mother don't miss, man.
He's good.
In the heat of battle, he don't miss. In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.
Come on. Hey. Ho. Appreciate everybody for jumping in. Like I said, the name is Law Nation. Shout out to those who watched the episode last night. It was a pleasure of watching you guys communicate with me. It was also Cowboys fan talk and Jay Tuck, Cowboys fan only or Cowboys fan sport or Cowboys in general. We all had a great time. Me, Jay Tuck, as well as my guy, Mr. Rome. And I really appreciate you guys for tuning in and bouncing off of your thoughts with that thoughts and then us colliding together with the information that rules the nation. And that's Cowboys Sports Talk. And, of course, this particular team is heading into the area of the
What I'm saying is that there are known knowns and that there are known unknowns, but there's also unknown unknowns. Things we don't know that we don't know.
We just don't know. We can say that we do, but we don't. Ain't this right, Thomas? Appreciate you, Garrett. Appreciate you, JT, Jamison Taylor. Appreciate you, Keshawn. So what we uncovered last night was pretty much the things that we're going to talk about a little bit today. And Hendershot might push for the tight end too. Jay Lombardi, hey. And he is another guy. Yeah.
The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence.
Yeah, he's another one of those guys. So I look at Hendershot. He had domestic violence or what have you in college, what have you, and that kind of made some people shy away from that. And his numbers after that kind of dwindled away or kind of dissipated or what have you. And then he got back on the right pathway on his senior year or what have you, his last season. So hopefully Hendershot look at this and say, hey, all I got is one shot at this. I don't have the long longitude and latitude of things that can happen if I mess up again. So those were his words, and it's the unknown of the knowns, right? So the Cowboys got to figure that out themselves. But if I'm Hendershot or if I'm Ian, is it Blunton? if I'm any of those guys, even Sean McEwen, I'm looking at Dalton Schultz, and I'm sitting there saying, okay, you want to still hold out or what have you? Give me those reps. Give me that opportunity. Give me this time to showcase my talent, right? Shout out to you, Ray. Shout out to you, Aladdin, the Magic. Appreciate you. Stream Element, thank you for sharing your stuff. LT, A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. Quez, how can Dallas match up with us if Hurts continue to get better? Now, I do like the abbreviations LT. That's my name, by the way. That's what people call me. You know, mine's not Lawrence Taylor, but it's Lawrence Thomas. But I feel you, LT. I feel you. But I heard the same sentiments last year from the Eagles, right? I heard the same sentiments last year. Do I? Before we even get started, let me just tune in to one of the Eagles guys right now. Let's tune in.
We answered. I talked stuff. I thought we had it, but it goes to show you who's a better team. And I'm sticking Cowboys.
You're crying.
I'm hurt. I love my Eagles. I don't believe it.
You gonna flap the hat one more time for the Eagles? For hard fighting kid?
LT, flap the hat.
Let's go, birds fly, Eagles fly. Still Super Bowl champs for now.
You know, you had me started early, you know. Oh, my gosh, man. I couldn't even get the show off, man. But you started. See, it's LT fault, you know. Look, it's your fault, LT.
It's Mr. Nasty time.
Oh my gosh. They were saying the same thing last year. Hey man, the last time the Eagles beat us, we had Benjamin Danucci, and they struggled to beat him. You know, it took the third quarter or so before they can pull off from us, man. But shout out to y'all, man. Y'all won the Super Bowl in 2017. And was it 17? Yeah, it was 17. So shout out to you guys, man. I like the fact that you won the Super Bowl, by the way. I wish you would have won it back in 2003. I think it was 2003 when you played against Tom Brady then. I wish you would have won it then when Donovan McNabb was throwing up and T.O. was doing his thing coming off of a broken leg. I wish you guys would have won it then, so we won't be talking about Brady legacy like we talking about Brady legacy now. But neither here nor there. Let's get up and move. Yeah, let's get up and move with it. Let's go to the plan of action. This is what I wanted to talk about here. Let's see if you guys can hear audio. Can y'all hear audio?
Offensive lineman, and it is with great pleasure that I welcome an offensive lineman to the show, the starting center for the NFC East champions, Tyler Biadasz. Welcome to the show, the pride of Wisconsin.
What's up, Tyler?
Your very first time on Good Morning Football. Welcome to the show, my man.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me, guys.
Tyler, listen, real quick, your college career, you're in Wisconsin. You became the very first Remington Award winner for the nation's top center. Nobody had ever done that in the history of the University of Wisconsin. That's quite an accomplishment. You guys have a lot of really good offensive linemen to come out of Wisconsin. So congratulations on that. And then you go to play for the Dallas Cowboys. Now you're in your third season. You guys just won the division last year. And this offseason, you guys lost a couple guys. Connor Williams is out, Lyle Collins. What are we going to expect from the Cowboys offensive line? You guys have been so good the last couple of years. How are you guys going to replace that? Can we still anticipate the same production?
Yeah, now, at first I thought he said Remy. I said, wait a minute now. Are you guys Hennessy or Remy? You know, which one you guys like, you know? Or who deal with the crown? This is for some of the grown folks conversation. If you underage, don't put your comment down. Some people can say they just like the water, you know. But when he said Remington, I said, okay, Remy Martin. Who knows about that Remy Martin? And this is some of the good stuff that I wanted to tell people about, you know, the Cowboys information, regardless. regardless, there will always be Cowboys news. There will always be Cowboys news, so we talking about Tyler Biadasz, who a third of the fan base wish they went and got Tyler Linderbaum, right? So we talking about Tyler Biadasz, who got a interview from the football people this morning. So I really appreciate everybody for jumping in. John said he's a hen dog guy. Brandon says he's a Crown Royale with peach. Mixed it with tea. Off the hand is Jay Lombardi. Nobody love the Remy. Where the Remy people at? Loose off the goose. All right, let's go get this thing going. Come on.
I think absolutely, and that's the goal, and it comes down to off-season training. And I think you have guys that we have like Terrence Steele, Connor McGovern, and our newest draft pick Tyler Smith, and we have guys that can come in, and I think the main thing is just building chemistry, and that goes with, we've been here since mid-March, and we just got done with OTAs about a week and a half ago. So I mean, we had great production this whole off season, and it's been really great. But that's always the goal, and that just comes down to being fundamentally strong and building that O-line chemistry throughout the off season.
He said being fundamentally strong, and he mentioned some of the other people. He mentioned Connor McGovern, and he did mention Tyler Smith. One of the things that I got a chance to talk to with Nick Ralston about was Tyler Smith. I said, man, how's that kid, And he said he's raw, but he's strong as an ox. That's that old folks saying, strong as an ox. That means that boy is strong. And I can't wait to see how Tyler Smith perform in a couple of weeks. Yep, it's now a couple of weeks now. So I can't wait to see that out there in Oxnard. Will he be ready? Will he be throwing up? We had these same type of praises, and it was on the opposite side of Tristan Hill when he was drafted. We were saying we finally got a big boy who's quick, that can play inside, right? And I will never forget, he went live on the IG, which I doubt that he ever do again, and he had a box of Krispy Kreme donuts, 2 of them. Shout out to Krispy Kreme. And he had that milk. And he was just eating them and then just gobbling and eating them and drinking, gobbling, eating and drinking. And somebody was like, hey, you about to go to camp, bro. You may think that Oxnard is cool out there, but that heat still going to get to you. And then that day one, it was just like this. It was literally just like this. Cowboys' first pick of that particular year fell out in camp. Of course, we didn't have the round 1, but he was our second pick, so he was our first pick. And they were saying that Tristan Hill fell out in practice, and we were waiting for reports because we didn't want to hear anything like an ACL or MCL tear or what have you. But it came out that he had cramps, stomach pains, and a whole bunch of other stuff that locked up on him. So your mindset got to be different from what you did in college. It's a war of attrition. You got to make sure you're eating the right food as well. You have to make sure that you can stay healthy. But neither here nor there, Cowboy Nation. Y'all remember that, right? But the core of the field is on both sides, the trenches. And this is the key factor right here. So let's listen to more. Jim Law said he'll eating them donuts. I would never forget. Yeah, Jim Law, I'm going to be all right. He had the, I think it was Lavelle, whatever that type of milk was. It was the kind with the red cap. Not even the milk with the blue cap. He had the red cap milk, with the extra fat and all of the other stuff that's added to it, So he was just drinking and eating. And when that time came, boy, he felt like a sack of bricks. But listen, or a sack of potatoes, Let's go with it.
Tyler, you're a good dude. We're talking during commercial break, and you're saying that the offseason goes on, and NFL Network starts playing games from years past, seasons past, and you watch them just like we do. One of those games that could likely be on the NFL Network was your last game, Cowboys versus 49ers. And listen, this is something that's followed you around, the team around, the conversation around. The ending of the game, highly memorable and really...
So, it's one of those plays where it can make a huge difference, and we rep it out like I said before, and it just comes down to that, and that's football sometimes. So
yeah, and you talk about all these games being replayed over on the NFL Network. That one pops on, you might want to be like, all right, I'm going to see what we got going on maybe the Cartoon Network or something else. I don't need to watch that play over and over and over again. But the best part about this is you get to get some revenge on the league, and you get to back out on the field, and you and Dak are going to be out there again. And we do these lists on our show, and it's top 5 quarterbacks, top 5 arms.
All right, man, I got the wrong audio in. Hold on. Let me see. Well, I can recount to what he said. Basically, they went over the last play. Well, the last play the Cowboys had possessions or what have you, and they was talking about that snapping of the ball and getting everybody down. And basically, I'm short and paraphrasing, he was saying that they practiced that play. They actually practiced that play. That draw play, pretty much in the middle of the field, when you have that amount of time left on the clock, to me, wasn't the best play design. And I don't care how often they practice that play. It was idiotic to think that you're going to get everybody down. And, of course, it's leaving you with 1/10 of a second or what have you, or 1 second or 2 seconds, what have you. You still got to score. I mean, at this point, it would have been better for them to try the Hail Mary at that spot of where they was at. But if you – I want to be able to say this real quickly. If people literally think that the Dallas Cowboys only lost the game due to that play, they must be pretty much –
You must be out of your goddamn mind.
You see, football is a collective, and I know that it's a game of inches. But you have to start from the start of the whistle, from the start of the minute of preparing yourself at every moment. And you can't sit back and wait and say, well, this is the reason why, we lost, because they didn't call this penalty, or they didn't give us this call, or what have you. You got to start being dominant in all facets of the game. But neither here nor there, Cowboy Nation. Let's listen to the rest of this interview. Let's get with it. Appreciate everybody that's tuning in.
And time again, Dak might be getting disrespected as not viewed as that elite quarterback. Take us into the huddle and just how good Dak Prescott is, what a leader he is of that team, and why Cowboys fans should be so happy and so grateful to have number 4 under center.
Yeah, I mean, like you said before, like when those games pop on, honestly, it's like you want to watch them. Like you want to have that mentality that when you're not necessarily back in it right there, but like you're learning lessons throughout, even watching the game again and again and again, obviously just to keep building your mental craft. And like your question about Dak in the huddle, like the resilience that I saw coming into the league after my couple games that I had with him in 2020, and then his rehab after his injury was literally by far, I've never seen a work ethic like that. With his mentality coming in, in a gruesome injury, honestly, and being on the field, watching it live. And, he came in every single day just working. And he would literally be in the facility. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, honestly, the whole day, 8 hours, go home, do more rehab, come back, throw, everything. That whole offseason last year was just, he was in the building all the time. And we have a great relationship on and off the field. A guy I can go to, obviously, with football questions and everything like that. And we're always talking to each other about how we can be better and be the best duo of a QB center. And but then off the field too, he's a great human. What he's doing, faith, fight, finish, tough foundation. It's amazing who he is as a person as well.
Yeah, Dak is a good guy. He does a lot for the community and also does a lot on the football field. He's very intense. Now, I know if he was there with you and you're watching NFL Network and you're seeing a replay of the game, you would probably like to see a replay of the recent Eagles-Cowboys matchups. They've certainly been in your favor. Since you have been with the Cowboys have won 3 of the last 4 meetings against the Birds. We're going to have Lane Johnson on in this hour. This is an intense rivalry between the Eagles and the Cowboys. Is it as intense for you as we hype it up to be, Tyler?
He never lost to him.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those games where, like, all of them, honestly, but in the recent years for myself, I would say the most chippiest, it does get to be like Philly or obviously like Washington and New York as well. But for my own self, Philly is always a really big rivalry for us, and especially like after 2020, their home environment when we go there, like it's a great environment to play those away games, to really see how they get at home, and I got to experience that this last year. But no, it definitely is. It's all the hype. It does get up there, 100%.
Some people don't even know who Tyler Biadasz is, huh? And this is what he sounds like. Appreciate everybody for jumping in and being part of this one. Let's go. Let's go with it.
I can't wait to hear Lane's answers to the same question when we ask him about losing 3 out of 4 to the Cowboys and see how he spins that. Lane's a pretty smooth guy. So listen, before you go, this is really important. You do something in the community. It's called Block Hunger. Tyler, tell us what Block Hunger is.
Yeah, so when I got drafted, Travis Frederick texted me and congratulated me. He went to Wisconsin. I went to Wisconsin, and we actually shared the same agent, so wow. I got to connect with him and everything. So he congratulated me, and we're talking a little bit through text, and he was wondering if I wanted to join the Blocking Hunger Foundation. And after my first spring, I joined on the board, and the Blocking Hunger Foundation is we support the hunger in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex area, and we just want kids to have food, and like honestly, like for how bigger cities, especially like, go unnourished, it's honestly sickening, and I want to do everything I can. So like obviously I'm always gonna ask if you can donate to blockinghunger.org. It'd be a blessing to me, but also to those kids. I mean, having just food on the table day in and day out, and just thinking that like some kids are not, and that affects their well-being in school, and like their like brain health, and like their body, and the ways they develop as just being a human being, right? And like it doesn't have to be we're not talking about football in general or anything. We're just talking about just being like a healthy human.
All right, so that's Tyler Biadasz. That was his interview. Be sure to check out Blocking Out the Hunger, and it says Blocking Hunger. The name of it is Blocking Out the Hunger. But to learn more, please go visit www.blockinghunger.org. I've been to a few events. Shout out to Cowboys Experience. Last season, we went to the event with, of course, Travis Frederick. That's one of his foundations there. And I actually got a set of pictures that we went with Travis Frederick, what have you. But check that out. It's good that he's still passing on that legacy down with Tyler Biadasz. So if you have a few dollars, a few coins, just go to blockinghunger.org and donate in that particular facet there, or in that capacity, and that will help the people that's hungry out there, especially that's in this area as well. Cowboy Nation and everyone that's listening. So let's give a round of applause to Tyler Biadasz. Yeah, let's give a round of applause to him, man. All right, so the next topic here, we're going to talk about the one and only Micah Parsons, and I really appreciate everybody for jumping in. And on top of that, they're going to also talk about the people that basically that trying to replicate what Parsons did last season. And of course they bring up Jermaine Johnson. Of course they bring up some other guys that was drafted this season, and seeing where can these guys fit and fall into those particular avenues. One thing I'm going to tell you guys for sure about Micah Parsons, I truly believe that Micah Parsons really was able to do some of the things because of the way the Cowboys defense was structured. I like the fact that he's not one-dimensional. I like the fact that he can move him all around like a piece of a chessboard. You know, he can move everywhere on that board and be an impact for this particular team, and I do like that aspect of his game. But once again, shout out to Tyler Biadasz, who pretty much all last season played the most snaps at any center. And on top of that, he gave up 0 sacks. And his thing that he had to work on are those penalties right there. He's number 1 in the National Football League last year out of that spot. Of course, Connor Williams was the number 1 out of any spot in the National Football League. So, but he was number 1 as it relates to centers. No other center had more penalties than Tyler Biadasz. Nevertheless, he didn't allow the quarterback to get sacked not one time. But we hope that he can pick up some pieces and just improve on that. And if he can keep those penalties down, my goodness, man. And normally, you know, it takes 3 to 4 years before a center get really going. And this is now going into his 3rd year. So hopefully Tyler Biadasz can step up and be that guy that we all want to see dominating or what have you. Shout out to you, Rose. Appreciate you. Jay Versick, LVE will have 7 sacks this season. Jay Versick, can you say that if LVE, if he gets 7 sacks, I will find an LVE Stitch jersey and I will send it to you, man, because that is a bold prediction there. It is. That is a very bold. I'm rooting for LVE. Now, if you send LVE on some blitzes or what have you, he's long, right? But if he gets 7 sacks, my goodness, they played a different type of role for LVE because his first initial step is backwards. But man, look, Jay Versick, man, look, if he get those 7 sacks, man, matter of fact, I'm sending you that jersey, and I'm begging the Cowboys to re him up. Like, come on, Cowboy, you better sign him to a long-term deal now. If that happened, you know, look, that's the reality of it. Now, Jay Versick, he must throw a grenade over here and say, look, let's see how this thing can spice up before we start talking about Parsons. Now, put it like this. Last season, and the part of it, he did start playing a little better on the latter part of last season. But, man, now that's letting them hang. That's LTH, you know, that's LTH all the way. Jay Bird said he's bull jiving. But, no, I'm going to hold you to it, though, you know. But we all have our bold predictions. I'm saying that Sam Williams going to have 12 sacks. So I could be just as crazy, you know. I could be like, hello, that dude right there, man. Shoot, that dude, nothing but Kool-Aid over there, man. Cowboys crazy. They said that they got getting 12 sacks, you know. I'll be that guy, you know. So me and you, same person, Jay Versick. You know, we both think high on our teams, or we think high of our team. So. You know, it is what it is. Let's listen to NFL Access, though. They had a topic line about Parsons, and when it pops up, we can go over that. But I ain't gonna hold you down. I ain't gonna run away from you on that though, Jay Verse. You know, who is LVE? Y'all better leave LVE alone.
Parsons' first preseason game, and he said, "What? This isn't too fast for me."
Slow.
He was trying to warn us. Micah was the unanimous winner of last year's Defensive Rookie of the Year award. But now there's a new, young class of defenders who have their eye on that prize. Over at NFL.com today, Chad Ryder posted his projections for the defensive all-rookie team, the best at each positions. But of course, I want to get your picks for all of these. Baldy, why don't you start us off?
We're going to let Baldinger talk about all of these things, and then I'm going to give you guys my thoughts. So let's listen to this audio right quick, and they're going to go over some of the things that they heard that been going on in a good view of things from them. Let's listen.
Well, Micah was, he's some kind of benchmark for any of these guys at any position. However, on the defensive line, I'm going to go Jermaine Johnson from the New York Jets, the 26th pick in the first round. The Jets traded up with Tennessee to get back into the first round. A little birdie has told me, MJ, up there in Florham Park, that Jermaine Johnson is pure fire off the edge right now. And then at linebacker, the very next pick, the 27th selection.
So that's what he said. Y'all heard what he said? Because remember when I was telling people, hey, Jermaine Johnson would be pretty good in the Cowboys uniform, some people were like, nah, Lord, he ain't all of that, you know. But so far, he's showing up and showing out. All right, so now they're finna talk about Kyle Hamilton.
Out of Utah was Devin Lloyd by Jacksonville. Mike Caldwell's a new defensive coordinator for Doug Peterson down there. Mike
Devin Lloyd,
off the ball inside linebacker like Devin Lloyd. He's got a lot of versatility to him, a lot like Micah showed last year. He can come off the edge, he can blitz, he can cover, and he's sideline to sideline. So I think those two guys have a great chance of being on the all-rookie team when we look up at the end of the season.
I love that.
How y'all feel about Devin Lloyd? And I remember Devin Lloyd. Did we had a chance to draft him? Y'all let me know. But I like our draft pick, by the way, Tyler Smith. It had to grow on me. He wasn't the day one guy for me, but I had to look at the bigger picture. But let's listen to more what they had to say.
Baldy. So I'm going to go to the safety position, and the guy that I love to watch, Notre Dame star, Kyle Hamilton. This guy was long, rangy. Yep. It's been a while since the Ravens have drafted a safety in the first round. You guys know who Ed Reed is? You ever heard of him? Pretty good football player. This guy's a pretty dynamic football player, too.
He ain't no Ed Reed, though.
He's just tall. Maybe he's just like a basketball player on grass. No, this guy will come up and hit you. He'll shoot the gaps. He'll make plays. He's a physical player. I really like this guy. I like him in Baltimore. Fantastic football player. And then Baldy mentioned Jermaine Johnson. Okay, so if Robert Saleh is really building a unit like this, I mean, look at Sauce Gardner. Sauce Gardner for the Jets is the guy that they drafted in the first round. If this guy gets a pick, MJ, in the first week, he's an absolute legend because he already has the first name. He's in New York, get an interception, be flashy on a great defense with Jermaine Johnson, those guys leading the pack. I really like this pick with the Jets, and I think that he could be on that all-rookie team as well.
Oh, no question. I bet you that's one of his goals for sure.
No doubt.
In week one. Hey, Baldy, I challenge you to use the phrase pure fire in some kind of sentence before the show is over, please. Because that was great.
If y'all call in, just hold tight. Once this excerpt is over with, we'll pick up the phones. But if you call in, hold tight, and your place will be held when it's time to talk. But I appreciate you guys for calling in.
Yeah.
But all of those guys, they're trying to replicate the success that Micah Parsons had in 2021, whose numbers were crazy last season. He ranked top 6 in sacks, even though he rushed on just under 53% of dropbacks. Come on. That's ridiculous. All right, let's take a deep dive on the future of the position. It's not just players only, it's linebackers only.
Come on, linebackers, baby.
And here comes pressure. Goff is sacked. Brennan Scarlett with the
I can't show y'all the highlights, but y'all can listen to them. Let's go.
Carr fires past banded up in the air. It's intercepted Williamson. Garoppolo in trouble. Sack! Avery Williamson of Milan, Tennessee. Blake Bortles throws wobbly, intercepted Thomas Davis.
I wish I could show y'all these highlights, man. It's nice, man. Nice.
Ate him alive.
That is a veteran who knows what to do when he's out there.
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
Let's listen to these guys.
Linebacker U. I have with me Avery Williamson and my man Brandon Scarlett. We're here to talk to you a little bit about how to linebacker position has been revolutionized. You look at this game that we play in today, there's no longer linebackers that are 250 pounds just lining up and thumping people anymore. We don't have that anymore. Now, if you're going to play linebacker in this league, you got to be fast, athletic, and you got to be able to cover. And I feel like I'm one of the guys that revolutionized that position. I was a former safety in college, and when they drafted me in Carolina, they didn't really know where they would play me at. I was a safety the first year. I ended up moving to linebacker, and I kind of feel like that set the tone for the linebacker position in the NFL because teams are going to more of a spread offense, and as a linebacker, you got to be able to run and you got to be able to cover. So, Avery, let's talk to him about some of the things that you've seen that linebacker position change, how you've seen the linebacker position change over the years.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I would compare the linebacker position to like your cars from the 1960s, 70s. Everybody wanted a bigger car, you know, not really too worried about speed. So now everybody wants to be, you want to be in that ride that's sleek, fast, everything. Absolutely. I would say that's exactly how the linebacker position has transitioned over the years. And even when I first got into the game, 2014, you would see more teams doing a lot more running plays. You know, you're not seeing teams running the ball 30, 40 times a game, unless you're Tennessee Titans. But to say the least, everybody wants a guy that can cover. Right. They want a guy that can run a 4-3, 4-4, that can be sideline to sideline, go and run cover 2, get interceptions. Because the game has changed. You got teams like the Chiefs. You know, they have guys like Travis Kelce, former like Tyreek Hill down at the Dolphins. And you can't have a guy that's 260 running a 4-7 out there covering guys like that.
So what are your thoughts, Brandon?
I mean, I think back in the old football league, the older NFL, the requirement for a linebacker was size, physicality, and being able to dominate within the tackle box, right? But now, the priority, it seems to be speed and agility. That's where we got linebackers running 4-3, having to cover guys like Travis Kelce, having to cover guys out of the backfield like Christian McCaffrey or Alvin Kamara. I mean, you have to have speed, right? And in order to cover those guys and stop explosive plays, you got to have to be able to move around.
So with you guys saying that, one of the guys that I feel like has absolutely revolutionized the game in today's NFL, we got to go down to Dallas and look what this young down there is doing right now. Yeah. He's playing at a high level. Micah Parsons has been phenomenal in just 1 year of football. And the crazy thing about it, what they're doing in Dallas, you don't know if he's really an off-the-ball guy. You don't know if he's the guy that's going to come and rush off the edge. I say continue to utilize him the way that they did in his first year. You don't want to try to make him one-dimensional. People have to realize we as linebacker, we are very versatile. We can do it all. We can rush the quarterback. We can get sacks. We can get picks. We can do it all. So you cannot just sit and try to put us in a box. You got to let us go out and let us play our game. And that's what you're seeing in today's NFL. Who are some of the guys that you would identify as a game revolutionizer?
All right, so let's get right to it. Let's talk about Parsons. Now, there's two ways you can look at this, and I'm going to say this real quickly to all of you guys. You got to let them hang. Power plays. Yeah, you got to let them hang. You do. You flat out got to let them hang. I appreciate you for the $20 donation. Let them hang. Hang time, baby. Micah going to do it again this year. Mark my words. You got to let them hang. You got to let them hang. And this is the situation right here, Cowboy Nation. Hear me out. Hear me out. Either you are setting the trend or you following the trend. Let me repeat this. Either you are setting the trend or you following the trend. I think, and it's hard, baby. It's hard to go find another Parsons. People think Parsons is just falling out of the sky. I ran into Parsons just yesterday. He fell out of the tree, landed right in my lap. Now we got us a Parsons. It don't work that way. And the Cowboys got this guy by the name of Micah Parsons. The other teams in the National Football League are looking at this like, man, the Cowboys, God dog it. They finna be talking about this guy like he's the next best thing since sliced bread. But Parsons is Parsons. And you have no choice to talk about a 4-3 linebacker that can play on the edge, that got 14 sacks by accident last season, 3 forced fumbles, and just was a game wrecker. Yeah, the year of Lion. Yeah, beat the best linebacker in the league. Yeah, baby. Yeah, he is. So I look at the complete picture of now that the Cowboys got this valuable asset. How can you put places and things around said asset? Well, they did get a John Ridgeway, and they also really looked into this thing and said, let's go match it up with some more speed. And I'm not just saying Ridgeway as an individual. When I showed you guys the clips of Ridgeway, it wasn't to be like, okay, this guy's going to be Vita Vea or anyone. No, that's not the case nor the scenario. When I showed you guys these clips of Ridgeway, think about this. In Arkansas, it was just him. He didn't get a chance to play with D-Law, Sam Williams, Parsons. He didn't have a Trayvon Diggs in the backfield. So now you got all of those weapons around you, right? Osa, Navel Gallimore. So when you think about it, if you bring him in, even as a rotational situation, you got your fresh leg guy that's willing to run in there to clog up some lanes so that your linebackers can run out freely, like your Parsons, J-Ron Kurtz when he's playing that linebacker role. And it wouldn't be far-fetched if LVE have his best season, right? Like my guy Jay Versick said that, hey, now he may get 7 sacks, even though he was just playing. But it won't be the element of, oh, wow, these linebackers are not doing it. No, because now these guys got clear lanes, free lanes to run at and to make some things happen. The vanilla gorilla, So I look at it as a complete unit. Jay Lombardi says, Lord Bronson's tell you Philly fans that Fletcher Cox will rack up 20 sacks every season. Yeah, don't do that. Fletcher Cox is good or what have you, but I think time done passed him by. But that's a story of a different day. But shout out to Fletcher Cox. Shout out to him. Hell State, right? But neither here nor there. The Eagles are the Eagles, right? They talk a lot of guerrilla stuff, man, during the off season, but we'll find out during the season whether or not they can back up what they claim. But neither here nor there. I like us being ahead of the curve versus trying to see what's coming around the curve and seeing whether or not we can complete that thing all the way out. All right, the phone line for your mind is open, 657-390-7391. Feel free to call in and talk to me. Let me know. What do you guys feel about Parsons? Do you guys think that Parsons will replicate or duplicate what he did last season, right? Is there a situation and scenario that you look at Parsons now and say, hey, man, that was just that rookie luck? He's going to be just like any other Cowboy player that show out their first year and disappear their second year. But excuse me, I think that even Trayvon Diggs. You know what? The craziest thing of it all, Cowboy Nation? The craziest thing of it all is that last season, literally last season, was Trayvon Diggs and C.D. Lamb second season. But the way you hear it from the 4-ladder, 3-ladder, 2-ladder, 1-ladder, or no ladder network, that these boys been here for like 4 or 5 years, right? I love it. I love when people have those high expectations and everything, but I love when they hold these guys accountable, but fail to realize that, man, Trayvon Diggs is now going into his 3rd year. Okay, C.D. Lamb is now going into his 3rd year. Shout out to you, Purnell. Appreciate you for jumping in. Davis, appreciate you for being part of this one. And I'm awake, are you, with the question mark. Appreciate you. John, I don't know, man. Maybe refresh it, man. It should be clear because it's all clear over here. Cowboy Nation. Yep. 8 games. The defense will win 8 games by themselves. This is from Stephen Jordan. Well, I don't mind a little a little help. If it's 8 games, then it's 8 games. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If it's 8 games, it's 8 games from the defense. And the offense, if they can win the other 9, boy, I just play with y'all. That means we going undefeated. But I just want this team to understand and realize that if you put things in the proper perspective, then, man, nothing can stop us. 6 sacks for Cox is a stretch. This is from Verdi. Yeah, you're right. 6 sacks from now. Or Jabril Cox, you know, forget Fletcher Cox, Jabril Cox. What I really want to happen, and these are just my thoughts here, I want Harper to have a hell of a training camp. I really like Story Jackson. I do. Action Jackson. I really like his storyline and the way he hit. I want to see if he can keep that same energy, right? All right. I want somebody to really step up that we have no clue of. I really do. And Marquise Bell, I really want him to prove to like I want one of these undrafted rookie free agents to shine so bad. I really do. Because I love the notion of a guy that come from nowhere. I'm always rooting for the underdog, by the way. The guy that come from nowhere. The person that everyone rejected, you know. The stone that was rejected become the chief cornerstone of the building, right? I mean, that's what I'm looking for. For one of these guys to be hungry, right? Enough to get out there and make things happen. Bell will be that beast. Yeah, you're right, Steven. Yeah. Jabril Cox can touch 4 or 5 if you want to. Yeah, man. So Jabril Cox, he's a guy that I can't wait to see come back and do some things. Believe it or not, I really like right now. I see a lot of people down on Simi, and some people say he won't make the team. Well, I want Simi to prove a lot of people wrong, right? Now, granted, I like T.J. Vasher too, and I like either Freifogel or Drummond. But somebody is going to be a hard no. Somebody's going to get the axe, regardless of his situation. So, but I'm rooting for those guys that's on the low end, Jaquari Roberson, all of those guys. So, I just look at it like if these guys were like my nephews or something like that, or some June bug that stayed down the street, finally got a chance to get called up to play for the Cowboys, and you're rooting for them, right? All right, from the 573, you're live.
What's up, dog? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I can't complain.
Good. Hey, you know what? I'm long in the tooth, okay?
Nothing wrong with that.
52 years old.
Okay.
I've been a Cowboys fan since 1980.
Okay.
I've gone through all the ups and downs and all the hypes and everything from 2-14 to winning it all.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is the most hype I've seen and I've probably felt in a long time about this Cowboys team. When everybody was talking about, oh, this is a Super Bowl year, I was always like, man, just wait. Just wait. And even with even making the playoffs, like, just wait. But for some reason, these picks that they made, it seems like it's a little, they actually thought into the picks.
Right.
You know, kind of like how everyone was scared that, they may pick, what was his name? Played for Texas A&M and played a couple of years. He went up to Canada. The short guy. Well, I can't remember his daggone name. Everybody was thinking Jerry was going to pick him, and Steven had to tell him no.
Oh, Johnny Manziel, you know.
Yeah, Johnny Manziel. Thank you. I told you 52. I'm getting old. My memory's going.
It's good.
Yeah, it wasn't a vanity pick. There's nothing really pretty about what they picked, but it seems sensible, and as they're working out, through the OTAs and everything, it seems like they're producing at a level of what their expectations are.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of getting a good feeling about this because I'm still okay. Just wait. Let's just wait. You know, it's a long season, and you know, and it's 71 days away. So we got a ways to go. But I appreciate the way you handle your show, because a lot of other Cowboys show they're really hard on it, or they're really, I don't want to say negative, but they try to be partial. But you could tell it's not your show is real. It feels real. I mean, you're down to earth. You're real deal.
Appreciate
and
it, man.
I think that watching you and me calling for the first time, I mean I picked you up maybe 2 months ago. And I apologize for not knowing any long before that. But,
That's good.
But I appreciate what you do, and I think the way you put the info out and everything is amazing. And it's a point to where I think we might. I'm not saying the Super Bowl, but I think we're going to surprise a lot of people.
Hey, man, I'm all down for surprises, man. The players got to be hungry for it too. The first Super Bowl that we won in the 90s, the coaching staff figure out ways to motivate a team that was winning. And you know what he did? He motivated them by saying, hey, on this defense, none of you guys were selected to the Pro Bowl. They don't respect you, and that was the push that we needed. So if the Cowboys are looking into this offseason, whereas everyone is doubting the draft picks, doubting the wide receivers that we have, the quarterback, then I hope that we can find somebody in that locker room to motivate this team the same way. I don't know who it is, but if we can find one person to do such, that would be the world for this team.
Yeah, and I like that Tolbert. I really do. I think he's going to make us, not right away maybe, but I think maybe by week 3, week 4, we're kind of going to be like, who is that guy we traded to Cleveland?
Yeah.
I think we're going to, because he's going to be a 2, and he knows he's going to be a 2.
Okay.
So I think and no one's going to look at him, so they're just going to sneeze at him. And I think his ability and his athleticism, I'll tell you what, I think it's going to surprise some people.
Yeah. It's all about the element of surprise at this point.
Yeah.
I appreciate you for calling in,
about,
man. Hey.
All right, God bless.
Amen to that. Yeah. That's a good call from him. Real good call from him. Real good call. And I really appreciate that sentiment there. I try to be even keel. I get mad, I get angry, I get upset, I'm frustrated, right? And my frustrations last for a long time. But we ourselves got to understand that football in general is football, and it's a business as well. And it's difficult, right? But I look at it like if we can do one or two things that can probably help this team out for the long run. And it goes back to philosophy, getting back to the run, playing power football, being aggressive on defense, continue to find ways to improve this defense. And that's what they did. They went and got attitude, right? When we lost, I'm going all the way back to the 90s. When we lost that playoff game against Detroit, they were saying, okay, now it's time for us to bring back some physicality. We was a little too lax in that game. We need to act like we've been here before, right? And they felt that taste, and they said, okay. Well, they tasted that, and they said, we don't want to taste this again. So I don't know what was said since then as far as this team last season, but I hope that after they played that 49ers team, that they say to themselves, we don't want to taste this again. My guy, Coach Marv, you live, you in the house.
What's going on, Law? Man, you're preaching positivity today, and I preach it with you, man. We have to have a level of swag. But what's very important for this defense and this team, because you look at the last maybe 7 or 8 years, we have a good season, then we have a bad season. We have a good season, then we have a bad season. Right. We got to have a level of humbleness to this defense, because I believe defense is going to be our staple point. But what I mean by humbleness, I mean humble to be able to stay hungry.
Yeah.
See, that's what I want us to. I want us to be humble to the point of staying hungry and understanding that we haven't accomplished nothing because we've gotten better than what we were the previous year.
Yeah.
I want us to continue to get better. Now that's a fine line that a coach has to go through, because once your players start to get accustomed to your coaching,
right.
Once they get accustomed to your defense and accustomed to what you want them to do, and then they start getting some accolades in what you're doing, that you still have to be there to challenge them and not let that humble pie, that overconfident pie set in when they start resting on their laurels. Because in anything, once you start going up, once you level out, you only can go down. So this is where I want to see that we increase the intensity of and you know, I think that's one thing I do like Mike McCarthy, because when he speaks of Parsons, he doesn't speak of Parsons as being a great player. I remember him saying that he thinks Parsons is a whole lot more than he can do. And these things, when he say these things, I like that, because when they come from the head coach, that means that you hadn't impressed me enough yet.
Yeah.
So if you got any type of player in you, you saying that I'm going to try to continue to keep that level to try to impress you. And as a head coach, you never let them reach that level. You see what I'm saying? You never let them reach the level of saying you have arrived. You may get close. You may hear us say some good things, but we gonna always, because that's the way we keep you on the edge for the humbleness to continue to keep you pushing towards the front. So that's what I ask the Cowboy fans. Understand that people are going to downgrade us. Understand people are going to try to nitpick and pull us apart with all our players. Because you think about it, there's been a story on every last player that they find about a Cowboy of something negative to say about every last player. And the stories of negativity are going to come on Parsons. As soon as he has the off game, they're going to have some negativity on him. But we have to stay and make sure that this team, and hopefully this coaches, they rally around this team and says that it's not going to be perfect. We may not end up being 12-5 this year. Don't worry about it. We're not 12-5. Was the Rams 12-5 last year? Were they 12-5?
No, they
11-6.
They hit a dry wall, and a lot of times, because I remember because I talked about them. Boy, I wish I could take the words back. Yeah, I said, man, see, they went and got. I said, see, they went and got Odell Beckham, and they lost bad. They got Odell Beckham, and they got somebody else, and they lost. And I was talking about them on Instagram, and then it took them about 3 weeks or what have you to get on the same page, and then bam.
You want to see this team get better along. We not worried. See, I know a lot of people gonna be coming out later on with these records, and we gonna feel Debbie Downer if we're not 11-5. I'm not worried about being 12-5. I'm worried about my eye test and the mentality of this team of being a better team. If it's 10-7 and win a division, or if it's 11-6, of being a better team to move forward in the playoffs. Because just don't set the bar and say, oh, we don't do 12-5, we ain't as good as we were last year. That's not the case. So we want this team to look and to feel better, and I want them to get an identity, because this is year 2, and we can put 2 years together of them being successful. Then we'll know that this is not a fluke, or this is not built off of circumstance. It's built off them realizing how good they are. And that's where I want them to go and be. So let's just stick with this team. It's not gonna be easy, because teams are gonna come at us anyway. 100 miles an hour.
Right.
But we just want the team to be better. That's it. And I got one position though, Law, and I'm gonna say this, and I want you to maybe speak on it. I think I sent you a text, and my concern, and I'm not say I'm truly concerned, but with the level of suspensions that's going on, I do believe Boss Man Fat may be suspended for at least 6 games, based off what the climate in the NFL is being with all these other things, right? And you play for Dallas, you know how that goes, right? Mm-hmm. The cornerback room, right?
Right.
There's not another veteran cornerback in this room. We talking about the least veteran guy when we talk about corner, outside corner, is maybe Mayshawn Wright, and that's year 2. Everything else is rookie or below. You see what I'm saying to you? Yeah. So if Boss Man Fat, we can really consider him a veteran, but he's a top pick, a second round pick, plus he, played a little bit. But if we have a tendency of Anthony Brown tweak a hamstring or just a rib injury, got to be out a couple games, or anything, this is a position that a veteran cornerback or bringing back Maurice Candidate might be an option here to solidify us there, not to be a starter, but to give us a little bit more veteran back there, just a little bit. We only need 2 or 3 veterans, but if Brown or Diggs go down, everything else in that secondary corner-wise, outside corner-wise, is a rookie or 1 year, 2 years.
Yeah.
So we hadn't talked about it because they looked so good last year.
Right.
But having a veteran, and I believe Maurice Kennedy will be good since he's still in the market because he knows the system. And you wouldn't be a bad fix. I'm not saying he's a overall fit, but he may be able to that'll cut down the learning curve. Plus, he's got time in the NFL. Not saying these other guys are not doing well, but that is kind of a concern when you really going with when you have so many rookies and then second-year players. Just one more veteran in the room will make me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, I think somebody scooped
top
up.
Line guy.
Yeah, I think somebody.
I ain't talking about no top line guy.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
That's the same thing I was saying with linebacker. Because if lo and behold, Micah Parsons might have to be out a series or maybe a game because he might tweak a hamstring. Okay, where you go at with middle linebacker and your other middle linebacker? You talking about rookies? Or Luke Gifford? I'm talking. When I was at Luke Gifford, he ain't never had no playing time with starting, but and then they get any bruise with them. Where you go then? You definitely going rookies. So that's what I'm saying, and I'm not saying the defense is bad, but those 2 areas, we're not looking for I'm not looking for a dominant player in those players. I know that the market on cornerback is. I'm not looking for a dominant player. I'm just looking for a serviceable guy that we know that he could be a third-string cornerback, and he can come in there in the pinch and play with some good corner for maybe a game or 2. But we're not saying he's going to be a Pro Bowler.
Let me name
these. We're not
these.
worried about him not being bad.
I'm gonna name these names that's available because oh boy, he got scooped up. Kennedy. And the guys that's available, I'm gonna give you their name and their age. Okay. Trey Waynes, he's 29, and he played for Cincinnati last year. Joe Hayden, he's 33, plays for Pittsburgh. Christopher Harris, or Chris Harris, he's 33. He played for the Chargers last year. Jenkins, he's available. He's 33. Kevin King, he's available. He's 27. That will be a guy that I can circle. I could do some film on him since he's 27. Xavier Rhodes, he's 32. Jimmy Smith is 33. A.J. Abuye is 30. You want me to keep going, Coach?
I like 2 of them. I like anybody, I don't like a guy that
Josh Norman, he's out there. He's available. He's 34.
yeah, Josh. Okay, Josh. If you're talking about somebody, see, here it is with Josh Norman. What I would like about Josh Norman.
Okay.
See, Josh Norman has stepped in roles where he's came in to be a backup, and he still can do well.
Yeah, he played for the 49ers
You know what I'm saying?
last year. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're not looking at a guy that's coming in that says that he's a veteran cornerback, and you're asking his first time to be a guy that don't get playing time. That's kind of hard for some of these veteran guys. It's just their first time of being a third or fourth corner. See what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but if you got a guy that got a history of that, and he's a veteran, I have no problem with putting Josh Norman. I'm not going to fall apart with Josh Norman out there. I know Josh Norman he's going to make you some plays, but he may not be what Josh Norman was before. But he did that in Buffalo. He did play spare behind the role in San Francisco. So these are the guys, Josh Norman, as well as I wouldn't go with Chris Harris, but were they 29-year-old you talked about?
Yeah, Kevin King. Kevin King, he's 27. Yeah.
Kevin King.
He played for Green Bay. I think he was drafted by Coach Mike McCarthy era, when he was over there at Green Bay. So I'm quite sure he knows him,
Yeah, and the guy would come in here knowing that, one, he would have to make the team. Two, it's a possibility he's going to get cut, because if we healthy and one of these rookie guys really show that they could be that strong person, then they understand that he's coming to compete. But he understands he's not going to be first or second string, but he gives us some insurance in case we get somebody hurt, that we have a veteran guy back there that can help with the secondary, and we can feel comfortable with this guy being back there and not saying things are going to get blown up. And I don't think, but you need some more veterans thing back there, because, like I said, in your cornerback position, you talking about Jordan Lewis, he's a slot.
Yeah.
So when you talking about your outside corners, you got two veteran guys, and everything else behind them is 2 years younger. Everything else.
Everything else. You ain't lying, Coach.
And some of them ain't no top round, and the ones that younger ain't no top round draft picks. When you remove a boss man fat, everything else is undrafted free agent or late draft choice. So yes, there may be some diamonds in the rough, but that's not no problem with bringing a vet, because here it again, when I was saying earlier, last time, you get in trouble when you're trying to hold on to a guy. I understand he's a special teams guy, but he's holding up your cornerback room.
Yeah. We'll find out, Coach, man. That's some good things to put in my mind. So I'm gonna look at some of these DBs, but I'm John Legend high on Deshaun Wright. I've talked to his mom, and I can't wait to see him.
And I am too. I think he can be, but I just want a veteran presence back there. He ain't got that man might beat him out, but then you'll know if he'll beat him out or not.
No doubt, man. You right on the money, Coach. Appreciate you for calling in.
All right, now, Law, have a good weekend, brother.
You as well. That's good, Coach. Good call from Coach, man. I'm John Legend high on Deshaun Wright, Cowboy Nation, and Coach brought us some good points. 9-10, just hold tight right quick, and you're next. But here's my one thing that I have to put out there. The suspension aspect of it. The suspension aspect of it is a weird one, because Jerry Jeudy got into trouble this offseason, right? I think it was a DV situation. They kind of dropped the charges, what have you, but it's still tight over there in Denverland. And if you're going to do a suspension for Kelvin Joseph, who wasn't arrested or what have you, and I know different trepidations for that, but you're going to have to really look back and say, well, last year, Marshawn Lattimore suspended, right? Well, didn't get suspended. And what's the Arizona what's the Arizona linebacker that was drafted? Was going like 75 in the 30 mile in the school zone. I forgot his name. We wanted to draft him too, you know, and he wasn't suspended. So the NFL gonna have to backpedal a little bit to say, well, if you're gonna suspend this guy for that, then you got to go back and start suspending other guys who were actually arrested and in the rain and all of this stuff. So it's a slippery slope, man, when you arrest somebody who have not been charged, right? Who seen in the state of Texas as an innocent man, but due to court of public opinions, now you got to get arrested because you was in the same spot or what have you. There's so many gray areas in this, man. Just like I said, Ezekiel Elliott, you can't find a mugshot of him. So it's a slippery slope, Cowboy Nation, and I just don't want that Roger Goodell to present himself again. But neither here nor there. We got the 9-10. 9-10. You in?
Hey, Lo, how you doing?
I'm doing great. As Tony the Tiger would say. Yeah.
I wanted to just piggyback a little bit off of what Coach Mar was saying in reference to humility. I think Micah Parsons is probably one of the most humble, kick-ass people that I've seen in the NFL in a long time. He's smart on the field, off the field. He's a very humble guy. But at the same time, you have to realize that Micah Parsons don't play and he'll kick your ass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So his persona is contagious and infectious because everyone that he comes in contact with seems to his demeanor seems to rub off on them. And they want to have the same mentality and same ability that he has. I'm not saying doing the exact same thing, but put just as much effort in, put just as much work in. You know, get their mind, get that lion mindset in their heads like he has. And you even got the vets, you know, trying to get themselves together just as much as Micah, because he's rubbed off on everybody.
It did, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so we don't have that pretty boy Floyd thing going on right now. We got this thing going on where, you know, this year we're going to kick your ass, especially when you come in our house. You know what I mean?
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not going to be like last year. Ain't nobody going to be scared this year.
Yeah.
Nobody. That comes from Tampa Bay on down. And one other thing, I haven't heard you talk much about preseason, but I was thinking this morning, I was saying, you know what, I can't wait for preseason too because I want to see what some of these rookies and backup players are able to do. You know, see what they're bringing to the table. Because from my understanding, normally that's who plays most of the preseason games.
Now we do have like we have 3 preseason games, and the way it's all kind of set up for us now, the second preseason game will be our dress rehearsal for at least the first quarter or second quarter. So that's going to be the creme de la creme preseason game. But the Super Bowl for like the Fry Fogel, the Jaquari Roberson, the Isaac Taylor Stewart, Scott, however you say his name, would be his Super Bowl will be the 3rd preseason game. It's a home game because we play against the Seattle Seahawks. So yes, I can't wait for those preseason games, and especially I think that this preseason game, believe it or not, these 3, Will Greer, I think that's his name. He will really shine, and it's going to give Cooper Rush like this. Like, man, this dude is really about it because he's very competitive. So we would know everything about the backup quarterback and some of these backup wide receivers and the capabilities of these running backs.
Yeah, I can't wait for that, man. And I want to thank you for taking my call, love.
Mm-hmm.
And let's go Cowboys, and y'all hit those likes and subscribe, folks. Talk to you later.
Hold on, you ain't gonna say it? You ain't gonna say it? Yeah, y'all let them hang. Appreciate you so much. Yes, indeed. Yes, when she called it, look, she already said let them hang, baby. She the queen of the Cowboys over here. She's your queen to be. Yeah, let's go for the 206 MJ. You're live.
What up, Law? How you doing?
Doing good, man. We letting it hang over here, man. What's good with you, man?
Oh, man, I'm doing good. Just waiting for this camp. He's going to be the best.
You already know. I'm ready for it. Let's go with it.
Yeah.
What you got, man?
Man, we going to see what our team do. Initials.
Mm-hmm.
Initial signature. I'm getting all your stuff. Okay. Yeah. So, bro, it's gonna be a good camp. I'm telling you. Hey, seems like Biadasz got bigger.
Biadasz?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Biadasz, you know. Yep.
He heard y'all talking about him. hey, Law, everybody, they be listening. I'm telling you, them players be listening. They like, that's how he was talking about.
Hey, when I went to a Cowboys event and I felt a hand on my shoulder, you know, it almost disappeared, and it was Ian Bunton and Nick Ralston, and they said, "Man, we know you Law Nation." I was like, "Yeah, now get your head off of me," you know. Those are big boys, man. Nick Ralston grows like this outwardly, you know.
Oh man, that's good. Everybody, hey, your name's getting out there, brother. Proud of you.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Good job. Hey, you gonna be the man.
Man,
I told you, you're gonna be treating all us for dinner. Everybody.
Hey, if I ever hit the lottery, especially if it's ever that $1 billion one, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if the lottery ever got that big, but I would do just like Mr. Deeds. I buy everyone one of those fancy cars when we go out there to Oxnard, and we'll pull up in that thing, and Jerry would be like, "See that one right there? Come on, have them in the VIP area." I said, "Nah, I don't want to be in the VIP area. I want to be with everyone else, you know."
Hey, Law, another thing, you know how I am. I don't play. I feel like all the fans on here is been listening to us, and they not crying no more. Hey, Law.
You could not live with your own failure.
Hey, Law, I done put everybody in check.
I know.
Don't come over talking about our team. Hey, we gonna fall together.
Yeah, we gonna fall.
But I want the young Dak Prescott to have a good season, because I want him to shut everybody up.
Yeah.
That's who I want to have a good season. Because they be just talking smack about that man.
Yeah.
That man got heart. We just got to get our play caller to call the right plays, but sometimes he just say he got to check out of it sometimes.
Yeah.
If Kellen call the wrong play, go on that. You at least change the play. Don't do that same play.
Yeah,
that's all he got to do. You know. But I think we're going to do something, man. Like you say, that speed kills.
It do, man.
In the camp, ooh. So the best man wins. No, don't favoritism, Jerry. If he get beat out, you gotta let him go. Sorry, fans don't cry if your best player get beat out. We taking the best. We going the Jimmy Johnson route. We taking the best player, and that's how you win Super Bowl. No favoritism.
Yeah, you see, I'm with you, man. Sam Williams getting them 12 sacks, man. And
I got a feeling it's gonna happen.
Ooh.
I got a feeling.
Hey, me and you gonna be.
hey, and Tolbert, I told you I think 1,000, 1,200 yards. Remember?
Yeah. Go ahead and give me all of your bold predictions, right? You said 55 sacks or 50 sacks, right? How many sacks we getting?
Yeah, over 50 sacks.
Over 50 sacks.
It's gonna be a battle.
Right.
It's gonna make number 11 frustrated because some people gonna jump in front of him. Then he's gonna end up catching them.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna be getting to the quarterback so fast, but he's gonna get a lot of sacks from the middle. Them blitzes, sacks. That's when the quarterback just falls to the ground. The DN's gonna have a good year. Now the key, like me and you said, D tackles, no, just stay. Don't try to be over aggressive. That's how they get us. Just stay there, and you make the dudes run to the outside, and we got it. You know what I'm saying? And the corners, Joseph, he's the most talented corner, but if he come right to play like he's supposed to, he got to play. And like you say, the commissioner do not suspend that man. He didn't go to no jail. Stuff happened. It's like, man, you could be walking around the corner, one of my boys, his dumb self do something stupid. That's on him. I'm telling them, that ain't me. I ain't going to jail for him. Forget that.
Yeah.
So
Can of
it's
worms,
the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm not going 20 years to jail for an idiot. And I don't blame him. He went there and told, hey, they supposed to be my security. They probably was his security, and they did something stupid. They probably lied and said, yeah, I shot in the air when he told. He said, did you shoot somebody, man? Nah, man, I shot in the air. Okay. And then he find out. Somebody, this fool, and he went right there and told him what happened. And that's why the guy, and he told him, I'm not going to jail for you. So you better go on and tell, I'm not going to jail for you, bro. And that's what happened. So the commissioner can't be suspending that guy when everybody else beating up women, doing stupid stuff. You suspend him. Do not try to suspend that guy. Because he didn't go to jail. The police say it's over. Leave him alone. So, and like I say, all the Cowboys fans, I'm going to see y'all to the camp. What day you coming?
I think I'm supposed to. I already got my room, but I'm just waiting to get these plane tickets, man. I'm gonna try to get up there around by the 24th or so.
How many days you staying?
I mean, I can't announce that over the air, but I'll be there. You know what I mean? I'll be there.
Yeah,
I'll see you when I get there.
Don't they got like a special pass that you get on the field?
Yeah, I'll talk to you about that when I get up there. How about that, my guy? But I appreciate you so much, man, and thank you so much for calling in, fam.
Always, family.
Yes,
and like
indeed.
I say, I'm in the office right now. How about them Cowboys?
Yes,
this is our year,
indeed.
Cowboy fans. We got to do it. Super Bowl, we got to do it. We got to shut the haters up.
No doubt, man. Appreciate you, MJ.
All right, man.
That's my guy right there, man. At work calling me, you know. But Cowboy Nation, we're going to let this one more caller in.
The conference has
I
been
appreciate y'all so much, man. 757, keeping it live with me. Talk to me.
Hey, what's going on, Love?
Nothing to it, man. Nothing to it. Just chilling, just relaxing.
Yeah. Hey, look, man. Two things, man. Do you think I think he can. Do you think Calvin Joseph can unseat Anthony Brown for the number 2 corner spot?
Yes, indeed, man. When I was out there last year, that 24, which he's now going to wear number 1, he was looking good the days that I saw him out there. Now he had got the C19, and then he had some crazy situations that happened with some injuries. So we didn't get a chance to see the full thing. But I look at it like this. Don't make the bed comfortable for Anthony Brown. Keep applying the pressure. It seems and it appears that he's ready for that moment. Although I got tape of Simi Fehoko as well as Osiris Mitchell. Of course, several times Noah Brown and our guy Trayvon Diggs burning Anthony Brown up like a Roman candle. I literally got it, and I was looking over and I said, God, dog, Brown getting burned. But if he's doing that in practice and he played like he did last year outside of the Raiders game and the Buccaneers game, then we okay. Because there's no other game that people, the detractors of Anthony Brown, can say, hey, he's playing horrible. There's no other game you can point that out on. You can't even point that out.
Yeah. Yeah, he even got a good PPF grade. PFF grade. But, you know, he had his moments. But I kind of like Anthony Brown more inside, personally. You know, I think he plays better inside, you know, at the slot, if you ask me. But, and also, man, I would like to see us go get Will Fuller, man, get some speed on the field. You know, when Will Fuller was healthy and you had Deshaun Watson when he was playing in Houston, you know, it's a lot of times he worked wonders for him, man, especially with his speed. And I think our offense needs something like that. You know, I like to go get Will Fuller. You know, I don't see him doing it, but you know, I would like for the front office to make that move. So if he can stay healthy and he on the field, you know, we need somebody like that can stretch the field. You know, the defense uncomfortable.
You already know my theory on this, and I look at it both ways. On one end, I look at it like this: the Cowboys want to see who they got now in training camp, and and on the other end, if they can't find out if these guys can level up, then they're gonna go out there and pull somebody. But that's just playing with fire. And who else love to play with fire outside of the Jones family? So, you know.
Yeah.
But then again, to Will McClay's fight here on this, they may trust Will McClay enough to say, can Roberson do this? Can Ty Fryfogle make people change their mind? Mark my words, it's somebody that we don't know that's going to be an animal this offseason. It's somebody.
Real quick, I think it can be real quick. I think it can be Jaquan Roberson, man. Just speaking on him, he went to he went to my hometown high school from the same area. I went to school with his older brother, so you know, I'm rooting from him.
So you know him. Like when you know the brothers and stuff, man, that means you know him. Hmm?
Yeah. I know him. Like he was young. He's younger than me,
right?
You know, personally. I personally know his brother. You know, but he's younger than me and seen him. I used to go see him play at the school, at high school. So yeah, man, I've been watching him since then, man. Even up to we went to Wake Forest. He was a beast last year at Wake Forest. You know, I'm surprised he didn't get drafted. Him and his it's another guy that played for him that's coming out of Wake Forest. He's probably gonna be a top 5 receiver coming out of college. I can't think of his name right now. I'm having a little brain fart, but but yeah, man, keep a close eye on Roberson, man.
Let me ask you this though, man. Let me ask you this, because I never seen him like. Have you went to a Wake Forest game or anything like that?
No, I only caught him on TV when I did
on TV. Him. But let me ask you this though, and you would know it since you're from that area, and all of these things, and know his brother and stuff. Is that speed really? Is that speed?
Yeah.
So he is fast.
Definitely.
Okay. That's all I want to know.
He definitely got the speed. If you watch his, I don't know if you have, but if you watch his tape at Wake Forest, man,
I did.
He was a deep threat out there, but he can, and he's a route runner. He can, he runs good routes, man. So, he get in and out of his breaks good, but yeah, man, and he can play inside and out. That's a good thing, He gets knocked for his size.
Yeah, you need a sandwich, man.
If you can play, you can play. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll find out, man. I did. Yeah, he do. But I do like his nastiness. I seen him run a route inside, and the linebacker and the safety come down to hit him, and he gets up and he kind of do like the CD Lamb thing, and then he kind of stares at and wobble his head. He got up and did another play. I said, yeah. This dude got a little dog in him, so I can't wait to see him now in the Cowboys uniform catching the balls, man, across the middle. So I'm gonna look out for him, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. But yeah, man, you have a good one, man, and I continue listening, man, liking and sharing.
Man, appreciate you, man.
Ashley, your piece on him that you did on Ja'Quari not too long ago, man. I shared it, man, and his brother shared it. A few people shared it. You know, got a lot of likes, man. So they like your breakdown of them.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you sharing it, and I thank his brother too, man. Maybe we'll get him on the show, and we'll just talk about everything when he actually catching all of these touchdowns and everything in the preseason. I appreciate you, man. Thank you, man.
All right, man. You have a good one.
Yes, indeed. That was a good call from him, man. Banks from the 757. All right, so I'm going to go over these super chats, man. I thank everybody for doing that and help growing the nation, and I really appreciate it. We got CMO 2476, Elephant in the Room. Dan Quinn overlooked that he's our defensive coordinator, and his second year with us instead of he's the head coach of the Broncos. Let that sink in. So basically, and that was 42 minutes ago. Shout out to you, CMO 2476 for the $10 Cash App and the elephant in the room. Yeah, that's why Dan Quinn. I'm quite sure that some of the stuff in the news that hit that they say that Dan Quinn didn't get a legitimate offer. I'm quite sure either Chicago or the Denver Broncos really wanted Dan Quinn. And we can only hear it from their mouths saying, nah, man, we really checked out other candidates. But I'm quite sure that Dan Quinn, when he had that conversation with Mike McCarthy, and we expressed this last night on I'm trying to come up with the name, man, the Triplet Podcast, me, Jay Tuck, as well as my guy CFT, Cowboys Fan Talk. We got to come up with a name, maybe the Trifecta Podcast, so we won't mess with the triplets like that. But neither here nor there. Like I said last night, Dan Quinn was telling Mike McCarthy, hey man, you want me to go? Because I can literally go if you want me to. I don't have to stay here. I can literally go. You want me to go? And Mike McCarthy said, man, no, please stay. That's big moves on. Look, y'all just don't know, man. That's huge on both ends of it. That's Mike McCarthy taking humility with dignity. That's Dan Quinn showing Mike McCarthy some sympathy, and you can say also some empathy with that. You want me to go? I'm hearing what the office is saying. You want me to go? I can go, man. And Mike McCarthy, hearing the praises from the front office or wherever, saying, you know what? You can stay. I really want you to stay. Let's get this ring, basically. They ain't saying that. But y'all got to understand. Shoo. That's deep. That's deep, man, when you really contextualize that. Mike could have easily said, man, nah, man, it's crazy over here. Go get your bread, man. Go be that head coach once again, because I know that's in your heart to become a head coach again. Right? That's deep, though. But shout out to you, CMO, and shout out to you, Owens, with the super chat, too. He says, Law, go Cowboys. Appreciate you. That's deep, too. Go Cowboys. That's deep. Nationwide Cowboys for life. Leonard Owens, again, with the super chat for the $1.99 for your mind. And appreciate you for that. Oh, my gosh. Sadiq with the $50. I appreciate you so much. to help out toward the Oxnard trip. And appreciate you for also sending me that text message over there, Sadiq. Jerry is public enemy number one. When you call out the people that collectively got more money than you, although you got money, billionaires have big egos. And when Jerry Jones sued the NFL in 1996 for the rights agreements with Nike to do all of the other stuff that I'm not finna get into good details with, and for him to ultimately win, I always say this. I go all the way back to this movie, White Man Can't Jump. And Rosa Perez, the beautiful Rosa Perez, says sometimes you win, but you really lose. And sometimes you lose, but you really win. And she went into more details. But Jerry, sometimes you win, but you lose. And sometimes you lose, but you really win. And although he won, it kind of sullied and shone those other billionaires or those other people who control the NFL for their purposes of entertainment. And say, okay, yeah, you won that. But trust me, he's paying it every time you see a flag or a whistle that's being thrown out there or a call that goes unfairly. That is the reality of it. No one will be willing to contest against that. And the NFL got an antitrust bill that they signed too, so you can't even sue them. Right? This is for entertainment purposes only. Asmodeus, Oxnard Fund, appreciate you. Yeah, appreciate you, man, for the $20, man, donation. There's my guy, Big Game James, say donation. So those are the realities of it, Cowboy Nation. I thank those who watched this episode. I thank those who called in. We had a blast today, so be sure to check out all of the other content creators, whether they all Cowboys or they're mixed, or they talk about other sports like NBA or hockey or baseball or what have you. Be sure to check out everybody on these outlets. I thank you guys for holding it down during this long extended lunch break. But I appreciate you guys for this midday analysis and report. If you don't like what I said today, you stupid. You can't be stupid. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. I really appreciate each and every last one of you all. Big E said, just think Sue and Parsons together. Yeah, I said that a couple of weeks ago, and I see that the traction is coming around for our Sue. I hope that the Cowboys, just like my guy said, Coach Marr, bring in some more talent, bring in some more competition, bring it in, because we need help veteran situations across the board, whether it be linebacker, whether it be, dare I say, defensive tackle, the interior, the core. Right? The core is always where you want to build your foundation. You see, when you're driving around and see a house, don't you guys know you can't just start building a house? You got to dig down first. Right? Got to dig down so that you can build your foundation. And then you begin to build vertically. You can't start building vertically before you dig down deep. If you look at a tree, it started off as the size of a seed. That's the size of a seed. A tree started off with small, and it's covered with dirt. But what people fail to realize, the seed must die first, and then it grows down before it starts to grow up. As above, so below. Everything that you guys see is almost like a mirror of itself. And I say this to you guys for real. Understand that you gotta have a strong foundation so that your foundation can withstand the pathway of your growth. There are some people that have a weak foundation, not a solid one. And as they grow, they begin to sway. The wind blow it, and they have nothing to grab hold to. So when the wind begins to blow, they begin to move off of their stance. I call those type of people the fickle. But I know the people that's watching right now, y'all got some strong roots within the Cowboys, huh? Boy, that wind been blowing for over 26 years. And y'all still here. How about them Cowboys? Let's go, Cowboys. Let them hang, huh? Some of y'all been rocking with the nation, Law Nation, for over 4 years. And whether you agree with what I say or disagree, you strong rooted in with the nation. And y'all said, man, I ain't going nowhere. That's my homie. That's my dog. You know, that's why y'all give. That's why y'all watch. That's why I always say thank you for your time. That's been my time. I really thank you for yours, right? Time. You can buy the clock, but you can't buy the time, right? Well, let's talk about the Cowboys at this time. Now it's time for those boys to go out there to Oxnard to make sure that their roots are really down into the ground. See, this is my favorite part of the show because even though I'm freestyling for you guys right now, I'm spitting, so pull out the umbrella, pull it out. This is where they need to grow at, right here. Gravitate hard. Make sure that that ground is solid. Whether it be from the philosophy of we're going to ground and pound, whether it be from the philosophy that we're going to have attitude, and we're going to stay committed to our commitment. We're not going to be fickle. We're not going to be wavery. We're going to get this thing all the way out of the mud and make sure that when we plant, it's going to be on solid ground, Cowboy Nation. Ain't that right, Daniel? Ain't that right, Asmodeus, Mitchell? One thing a man shall always do, mainly to himself be true. Never allow someone to change your point of view unless what they bring makes sense to you. Never judge a man by sight alone, nor by the height he has grown. And when speaking, keep it at a moderate tone, because raised voices turns hearts into stone. You see, in the beginning, it was, how about them Cowboys? The morals of life, live love and respect for another. Then there are those who will try to be smart. They will take a decent man and alter his heart till they seek to rip him apart. The Fallout Network will say that's an accident waiting to happen. But I come here to tell you, those fans and those type of people, no man should call a real friend, because they bend lies around the truth until they meet their end, the narratives of it, right? They don't say the whole entire piece. But I come here to tell you guys, as you guys listening right now, I know what you want. I do. Y'all want
the truth. You can't handle the truth.
That's the Fallout Networks. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. We about. Hey. Roll them credits. Roll them credits. Let's go.
Nowadays, nothing really excites me. Everyone on me and nobody like me. Phone ringing and I tell them it's I got
that fire up there, baby.
Photo, please, no photos. G's,
Verse. Shout out to you, Power. Shout out to you, C-Mo. Owens.
If you're down in my management, I'm just warming up a way till I producers saw the numbers one. Different colors in my baggy light. Chalk it up, talk of the time when you're talking up. Wanna get you a tough enough. Wanna get you new things when you're
Thank you for subscribing. Let's roll those credits again. Turn me up.
move humble cause the hate and the jealousy. My mama telling me count up your blessings and run it up. Nowadays nothing really excites me. Only one of me and nobody's like me. Phone ringing and I tell him it's I got wifey on bling.
He needs some milk.
Photo, please, no photos. Jeez, no, please, no photos. I keep giving game away. I put game on layaway. I got paid to play today.
Come on.
I get paid to stay away. I get paid on rainy days. I might make it rain today.
Come on.
I got paid on pain today. Thought it'd take the pain away. In my own lane, finger roll.
Come on,
I would
let's
never
roll him
sell my
again,
only
baby.
soul. Heard your whole team was for sale. Heard this on the market for the low.
Come on,
who
Jerry.
the realest, we might never know. All this acting, you gon' play
Y'all
a
know
role.
who the
Give you the
realest.
world when they sign you up. Try you out and then they line you up. Ooh, now you're looking hungry, ribs are touching, need some food. Now you're all on live like this, surprised, but you was fooled. Boy, get out the way, it's been a day, now you're old news. Now you got the pen and pad, you're trying to take my moves.
The answer, I talk stuff, I thought we had it, but it goes to show you who's a better team, and I'm sticking Cowboys.
You're crying.
I'm hurt. I love my Eagles. I don't believe it.
You gonna flap the hat one more time for the Eagles for the hard fight they did?
Let's go Birds, fly Eagles, fly. Still Super Bowl champs for now.
I bet you that lady's. I got news that she's going to be an Oxnard. She's just going to be chilling with us, watching the practices. Oh my gosh, man! I just got to do that, man. Come on, it never gets old. But she gonna be an Oxnard. I just heard, you know. Come on, hey, oh. Come on.
Take a drag of my cigarette. Breathe me out, breathe you in.
And again, baby.
Yeah.
If it's your birthday this month,
Take a bite of my burger, babe.
happy birthday to you.
Don't let the street lights.
She said, you crying. To contextualize it. Let me see. She said, let me see if I got a mic. She said, you crying. Would you be able to flap the hat one more time?
Shame. Shame.
Oh my gosh, man. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna find me a clip like that for the Giants, because I'm just tired of picking up on the Eagles like that. I'm gonna find a clip for the Giants and the Washington team. I got it. I just gotta find that clip, but I got one for the Washington team. But when I find it, man, y'all gonna be laughing. Oh my gosh. Hit you.
I want me some royal. I'll follow wherever you go, whatever you do.
That's all the haters. You're crying.
When you pray for rain, you gotta deal with the mud too. If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. So far, so far. If a paper crane can fly, then forever doesn't feel that far. Get the dock. So far, I was born so far. If a paper crane can fly, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on, fly on.
Like, this motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
In the heat of battle, he don't miss.
No.
In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.
Now, so the cocaine's happening. When does that crack come into play for you?
You have to be your biggest fan. And when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that. Because you don't know who you're going to be, who you're going to be, who you're going to be.
Boy, y'all get those bots up out of here, man. Get them up out of here, man. Come on.
I've got balls of steel. Suck.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Because you don't know who you're going to be, who you're going to be.
It's Mr. Nasty time.
One love. Until next time, Cowboy Nation. Salute.
Execute Order 66.